Hey Gemini, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your first half of September general reading. We're going to start off with some animal energy and then get right into the cards. So, what I saw in your meditation was really cool. So I saw a caterpillar. I love caterpillars. I love what they represent too. A lot about going at your own pace and just being where you are. But then I saw you with like an eyeglass. What are those things called? You know, hold it up to your eye. Cannot think of the name of it. And then transforming into the magician, because in this Alice in Wonderland deck, the magician is portrayed or is represented by the caterpillar. So it's very cool. The magician is, very much about being in control of your own destiny and using all the tools at your disposal to create the life, circumstances, opportunities that you desire, right? Which is another way of saying like becoming a vibrational match to what you desire, right? Okay, let's see what's going on from a Gemini, fellow air sign. The first half of September. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I like it so much. Okay, so we have the beaver here. I love when I get the beaver because it's just very auspicious, because the beaver is about an equal amount of work and play. It's work well done. So at the end of the day, you can sit back and just really appreciate the pleasure, right? The beaver does not hold within itself energetically like someone who doesn't know when to shut it off or put down the work phone. Do you know what I mean? Because we all know those personality types. So it's a very, in my experience, a very American mentality too, where it's like work, work, work. That's the number one excuse for everything. I have to work. And they get home and they're still checking the work phone and on the email, and they don't know when to turn it off. Because that is it. But think about it energetically speaking. When you're in work mode, it's an outward masculine, forward energy. It's not about receiving, it's about doing, giving, action, right? And then pleasure is about receiving and allowing yourself to slow down or really receive the pleasure, the relaxation, and then you can, reboot and reset yourself so that when you go back to work tomorrow, you're in a beautiful place to do so at the highest, to the highest and best of your abilities. Whereas if you never shut it off, it's like you're going to start depleting, because you're never taking time to refill and recharge the gas tank. See what I'm saying? So the beaver is very much about an energy that's like equal work and play. This is balance around work and recreation, which is so gorgeous. Love it. It's also successful work. You know what I mean? It's oh my God, look at who's at the bottom of the deck, the magician with the caterpillar that I was talking about. Is that called a monocle? What is that thing on the eye? He doesn't have it, but I wish I could think of the name of it. I feel like it's like a monocle or something. Anyways, let's go ahead and get some cards for y'all. The beaver also doesn't necessarily feel the need to, what is that word? Doesn't feel the need to spend time kind of stuck overthinking anything. The beaver does not know about analysis paralysis, right? The dwell is the word. The beaver doesn't dwell on anything and realizes, if I had a tagline also for this energy that I'm feeling, it's like what's done is done, like onto that, you know what I mean? Like there's no sense of like dwelling here or anything. It's really about being in the present moment, right? Let's see what's going on for you guys. Okay. So we got 5 of Pentacles here, right? So this is that feeling of separation, right? It's that separation from feeling separate from what you desire or where you feel like you want to be. Now let's talk about the caterpillar again, because this is coming up for me around this. Remember, a caterpillar is such a beautiful energy because it goes through the 3, cycles of its life from caterpillar to cocoon to moth or butterfly, right? So being a caterpillar is about going at your own pace, about being where you are, wherever you are. So it's about, that's why I felt the need to talk about not dwelling, because it's like as a caterpillar, yeah, you're kind of like a walking cactus and people may not know what to do with you. It's not the most social energy in the world, right? But the more that you can just kind of just be where you are without wishing that you were feeling another way or somewhere else or in a different situation, that is the smoothest tonic out of this. Sometimes the Five of Pentacles is really just about being where you are at any given time on any given day. You know, it's not lost on me either that, you know, we have Pentacles here, which is about work and money, and we have the beaver here too. So there could be some, you know, aspects of your work life or financial life that feel a little challenging for you, or that they are, you know, not exactly lined up in the way with which you would prefer them to be lined up. So maybe it is this feeling of, well, if I had things with work a bit more sustainably paced, or if I had more of it, there's something lacking here on the work sphere. And I don't feel that it's that you don't have work. I don't feel that it's like, I mean, maybe for some of you, but I feel like I'm talking to people who have work or have a mode of work. Or a line of action around work, but there's something about it that feels like it's an extreme. Does that make sense? Like it's a little too much work? Or even when the work is done, you're still in that energy, you're still thinking about it, and I feel like the message here too is like, yo, turn it off. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what else comes up for you. Weird. Okay. So they're showing this to me this way. Do you see how Alice here is kind of looking towards the door like, no, I want to keep working. And like the frog is like, no, work is done for the day. I really feel like there's something in there for you guys. Okay, keep going. If you do not take time, this is what I'm hearing. If you do not allow yourself the time to be in a place of pleasure and recreation, if you don't insist on that, just like you insist on doing your work well, the work will ultimately suffer because of it. Because whenever we're in imbalance of any kind, that's just how it goes. The universe will step in and you know, right it in whatever way that is. Oh, okay. Seriously, we got the Magician. I'm obsessed. So I definitely saw this in your meditation. We were just talking about this. Again, back to this of using all the tools at your disposal. This is a very active energy, right? And you see this little pentacle here, wand, sword, and cup. You know, this is really, I'm getting this energy of I'm in this alone, or I am my own boss, or everything is on me, the pressure's on me, or the workload is on me. It's almost bordering martyrdom, but I don't mean that in a negative way. But I feel like there is an aspect of teamwork or help from friends, even if it's emotional support, that could be accessed more, that you're being called to take time. Or I cannot believe this came up. I mean, I can, but you know, this caterpillar here again, because number one, the Magician is a very solitary energy. It's an active energy, but it is a solitary energy. And you know, we have this feeling of separation or some feeling of dissatisfaction. You know, you could even be feeling like you don't have enough time for your loved ones, or what you know, your pleasure points, whatever that is. I don't care if the work you do is like your heart's desire and you have your dream job. I don't even care if that's the case. It's more about, okay, but that's action, just like the Magician, and give. You must be able to receive as well in order to remain in balance. And if you do not, then you won't be able to give as well. It's going to balance itself out in whatever way. That's physics. It's just how it is, right? God, I'm just getting this overall message to just relax. Just relax. Trust that the work that you did and you've done is enough. Because do you see this, like, see how the trees here and then the trees are here? I feel like there is an aspect of feeling like you can't see the forest through the trees. I do feel like that's coming up here for you guys, and I'm hearing to just chill. You see how he's like smoking his pipe or whatever around the mushrooms? It's like just, you know, I'm just hearing to really like relax and reset yourself. When we don't allow ourselves to do this, sometimes we can get sick. That is when the universe, as the tower, the great rearranger that, you know, that it is, comes in and says, oh, you don't want to relax and rest and let yourself receive as much as you give? Okay, boom. Sickness. And I don't mean that to be just like, you know, like, oh, sit, whatever. I'm not making light of it, but I'm just saying I'm getting a sincere feeling here of needing to just slow down and be in a place of receiving and allow yourself that time, okay? It feels like there's an imbalance happening here, okay, my loves? What's this going on for Gemini? Here we go. So we have the Two of Wands. So remember, the wands rule the realm of passion, desire, artistry, okay? And I'm getting back to this point of like doing work that really fills your heart with joy. I feel like that's the case for a lot of you, okay? But even, if it's not, money is very sensitive. It's a very, think about it in terms of like from an American standpoint or viewpoint, which I can speak on obviously because I'm American. But there's this idea of like, the more work, the better. Work, 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 work. Do you know what I mean? It's like, like that is very much rewarded and appreciated, right? But it just feels like, that's not there. It's an illusion. It's not really. We're not here to just work all the time. Okay. This Two of Wands. Think about the Ace of Wands. That initial burst of fervor and for direction and passion and inspiration. The Two of Wands is creating that blueprint, and so that you can go forward. This is the loading up the ship, and the Three of Wands is getting on the ship and starting off. Right. Four of Wands is when you reach your destination, right? Or your resting point along the way in the journey, I should say. The Two of Wands is creating that blueprint. I feel like this for you is about creating balance in your life. I do. That's what it feels like to me. Let's get some clarifiers, my lovely Geminis, my little workhorses. Let's get some clarifiers here. I feel like for some of you too, like for those of you who don't resonate with this being like actual work that you receive monetary compensation for, whatever it is you're working on or doing, it feels like it's in extremes, okay? Feels like it's in extremes. And sometimes when we have a problem or an issue, we're trying to figure something out, the best thing in the world is to step away from it. Take your Eye of Sauron and direct it away to the east, and then it will come to you. How many times have you experienced that, where you've been trying to figure out a solution to something, and then you try and you're sitting there and you're da-da-da-da, and then it doesn't happen, and then you go and you start washing the dishes, and then it hits you like a ton of bricks? That's what I'm getting here for you guys, okay? You're so busy giving and doing and doing and doing and doing. You're not leaving yourself open to, receiving inspiration from the divine, your higher self, whatever have you. Okay? Let's get a clarifier for this Five of Pentacles. See what I mean? So we got the Ten of Wands here. This is maximum effort, darlings. This is heaviness, burden, maximum effort. This is shown with a single dude trying to carry a very heavy load in the traditional Rider-Waite. Again, I'm back to this feeling like it's all on you. Do you feel like you literally have the weight of the world on your shoulders? That's what this feels like. Ask for help, receive help, right? That's what this feels like, because the fact that this is, clarifying this Five of Pentacles here, you got a lot going on, and it feels like you're either the boss, or that a boss has placed a lot of responsibility on you, or this is your project or your situation, or you have a lot of responsibility on you, whether that's real or imagined, right? It's a heavy load going on here. And I feel like you're being asked to transmute that energy into something that's, healthier, okay? Let's get a clarifier on the Magician. Page of Wands. Again, with this wand thing, you have a lot of wands here. So the fact that the Page of Wands is clarifying the Magician, this is actually really brilliant. Because remember how I said all the tools at the Magician's disposal, and then you have the Page of Wands here? The Page of Wands is a new energy. It's a fresh start. I feel like there is a hand reaching out to help you, but I feel like, it's up to you to really take it. I also feel like this is directly commenting on, remember when I said when you're trying to figure something out, or you're trying to figure out, whatever it is, a solution to your own life, whatever it is, and then you step away from it and start doing the dishes and it comes. I feel like this is exactly what this is saying. The wand will appear only if you slow down long enough to open your hand to receive it. But I feel like it's right here. And I feel like this is different things for different folks. I feel like some of you have friends around you that are here to offer you this wand. And I feel like this is help for some of you, help relaxing, or help with feeling like you're not doing all this on your own. This is a heavy burden. And you know what? This is really cute, how this is coming out. Because I see this as, you got this 10 of Wands here, and then I see this can either be an actual person in your life or persons, or this could be your higher self. It really could be either or. It's general, right? But I feel like this is someone stepping forward and going, hey, 10 of Wands, why don't you let me take one? Or, hey, 10 of Wands, let me just step in here and help you support this. Here's what I'm bringing to it, and I'm going to help you carry this load. But I really feel like this is someone coming forward to just be like, okay, let me help. Because, and I love that this is, represented by the snake here, because the snake is very much about transformation and change and shifting. And I feel like you're being called to do all of those things. Okay? It is up to you how smoothly the rest of this ride goes, okay? Let's get a clarifier on the 2 of Wands. And you're working hard on something that you desire, really moving in that direction, but it does feel like it's in excess. It really does, okay? So you've got this is your only and first cups card. Interesting. So you've got the King of Cups here, clarifying the 2 of Wands. This is really beautiful because I feel like what this is saying is, remember, this is making the blueprint, right? Determining what changes need to be made and then making them. It's also figuring out how to become a vibrational match to what it is that you desire, right? King of Cups is a deep feeler. He's also very much an empath for me, which means he feels other people's feelings as his own. But what makes him different from the Queen of Cups is he's not overwhelmed by what he feels. He's not just a receiver, he's a giver as well. And I feel like this is saying, King of Cups is about having mastery over your emotions. Not letting your emotions run you or dictate your life, right? But it's about having mastery over them in a way where think of it this way. If emotions are tied to the heart chakra, and your heart can never lie to you, and decisions made from the heart are always worthwhile, right? Because the heart chakra is really, if you feel something in your heart, we know if it's a lie or true in our heart chakra, if we filter it through that area, right? So I feel like in this making of the blueprint, in terms of going forward, you are being asked to let your emotions work for you. I'm really drawn to the fact that there are no other cups here. Except for, in the Magician, one of these aspects is the cup, but then the wand came forward. I do feel like maybe there is and the beaver is also is associated with water here. And building the dam. Trees. Yeah, there's something here about, I feel like you are being advised to not be afraid of your emotions, or don't distrust your emotions. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like I'm speaking to some of you that are kind of like, emotions are what I go to last to make a decision. Or I don't trust emotions. Or emotions are unpleasant. Hi, you guys are air sign just like me, so I totally get that, right? We appreciate the mental sphere, the swords, and even the wands, fire, right? Because fire and air go really well together. Okay, as you may know. But there's this feeling here of like, well, let's not discount our emotions though. It's like remember when I said using all the tools at your disposal? I feel like what you're not using here, what you're missing is your emotions. How do you feel about your path ahead? How do you feel about what you're doing? How do you feel at the end of the day? Put the mind on hold, just pause the analysis paralysis and feel it out. You as an air sign I feel like in this context anyway, you can trust your emotions because you're not relying on them too heavily, but you do. This is the human aspect of ourselves, is our emotions. I feel like it's an untapped well that you're being asked to tap into and let it work in your favor in terms of next best steps forward. Okay? Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get an oracle for y'all. Let's get a Archangel Gabriel oracle for y'all. Ooh, I just feel the need to take a deep breath. Ooh, okay. What's going on with my Gemini? I don't know if you guys have taken a vacation recently, or thinking about a vacation, I really feel like there's this idea here of please take time to rest, persevere, but rest, okay? It's balance, okay? Remember, extremity of any sort is not a good thing, okay? What do we got here? Hi, hello, thank you, and goodbye. Keep going. Use the energy of any disappointments to fuel your creative project with authentic emotion. Can't make this stuff up. Let me read that again. Use the energy of any disappointments, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, to fuel your creative project with authentic emotion. To fuel, Page of Wands, Magician, your creative project, 2 of Wands, King of Cups, with authentic emotion. This is speaking directly to this. Spirit is very much working with you. Okay, very much so. Use the energy of any disappointments to fuel your creative project with authentic emotion. That is exactly what this is. Now, creative project can be different to a lot of different people, okay? So you can take that literally if it resonates. If I'm talking to artists or producers, anyone in the arts or anyone who makes anything, could be even like culinary, whatever, anything that involves creation or creating, anything at all, okay? But this was absolutely beautiful, Gemini. Absolutely do keep going, but please take rests, okay? Please try and pace yourself, okay? It feels very important to do this, okay? All right, my lovelies, and just remember at the end of the day, you are the magician. I saw this in your meditation, quite literally. So this is the energy that you are most inherently inhabiting at this time. This is a boss energy. And so this is beautiful for you. Okay, absolutely beautiful for you to remain here, balance it out. Okay? All right, my lovely Geminis, I really hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I would just love that. And just thank you so much for being here. As always, just thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.